What is the Merida crime rate? Hi, I'm Kyber with TrustFirst, and tonight I'm going to talk about the crime rate in Merida. And I thought, what better way to do it than to be walking around downtown with my phone held out in front of me to do that. So I'll start off, I'm in the Center Park, Centro, which would be Center Town, but we'll call it downtown. Now, just so that I'm not holding you up, the crime rate, gracias. The crime rate in Merida in 2024 is 25.1. So that's 281st spot. So we're way down there. I'm gonna try and not get hit by a car. So, first of all, I think if we've learned anything in the last several years is that government stats don't always tell the truth, and governments don't always tell the truth. Con permiso. And so I want to break this down for you. And the way I'll do that is by dividing crime into two sections: violent crime and then theft, petty theft. So when we're talking about violent crime, that's where the statistic really makes sense. There is virtually no violent crime here. To say there is none would obviously be a lie. That can't be true anywhere. But the violent crime here is next to none. I don't know anybody that has had anything happen, especially not in the north, and especially not in the last 10 years. So, now that we've put that aside, let's talk about theft. We are in a third world country. There are a lot of people living day to day, and so theft will happen. A lot of times the theft that people might encounter are the theft of water pumps. Water pumps, things left outdoors, and yes, even occasionally there are break-ins when people are not home. Again, these aren't violent crimes, so people wouldn't do this while somebody was home. They would wait until somebody vacates the property. So that covers the theft. In terms of how safe it is, well, you can see I'm walking downtown at night and holding a, whatever it is, $2,000 phone out, and no one has taken it from me yet. And that won't happen either. That's not going to happen. I've lived in safe places and I've lived in unsafe places, and this is a place where you don't have to worry at all. It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, or underaged. It's extremely safe here. When my partner and I first moved here, one of her best friends came to visit, and I'd had a long day, and I told her, I'm sorry, I can't come out with you, but I'll drop you off downtown. And of course they looked at me and said, is that safe? And I said, absolutely. It's safer than where we're from, which is Ottawa, Canada. And so I dropped them off, and they stayed out till 3 or 4 a.m., Ubered back, and didn't have any problems at all. They met several people, men and women, that helped them around, brought them to the best restaurants and out for some salsa dancing, and no problems. Of course, that's just one anecdote from me, but I grew up here, and I've been living here again for several years as an adult, and I have yet to have anything happen. Now, I want to divide the city into two parts, north and south. Everything Centro, which is behind me here, I'm in Centro, but that's Central Park, and north, and quite a bit past the Central Park as well. But everything from the downtown core north is where you'll have your middle class, upper class families living here. The south is where the factories the workers and the lower class people living day to day are. And that's where, if anything is going to happen, it would happen in the South, right? You have a lot more people that have that have needs that, you know, if they can't pay their bills, if they can't eat, that's where something might happen. And so generally, you don't have many foreigners living in the South. That being said, I do know several people that have lived in the South and have never had anything bad happen to them. Now, of course, that depends on who you are, what kind of things you like to do, and your situational awareness, right? If you like partying at all hours of the night, that's probably not the best place to do it. You want to do it in the North where things are safer, pardon me. And so, that being said, I think that Merida is a very safe place, and I don't know where you're watching this from, but I would take a stab at saying that, oh, see that pun? I would take a stab at saying that it's probably safer than your hometown. If you look at the list, I believe there's around 311 countries, cities on that list, and Merida is 281st out of 311. There's a reason for that. It's the reason that so many people choose to live here. Despite the heat, people choose to live here year-round because of the safety. Once you live here, you can start to ask Mexican families, you know, why they chose to move here. And you'd be surprised to hear some pretty crazy horror stories. And they move here because it's a sanctuary. No, gracias. It's a sanctuary from all that violence and crime that is so common to other states, but Yucatan really is the difference maker. I'm Kyber with TrustFirst Real Estate, and this is the end of the video. If I can help you with any of your real estate needs, feel free to call me, and I'd be happy to show you anything that meets your needs and take you around to go see it. Thanks for watching.